A major milestone for Queen Elizabeth, who is celebrating her Platinum Jubilee right now. This is a live look at the festivities, the United Kingdom and the royal family honoring the Queen and her impressive 70 years on the throne. She is the first British monarch in history to reach this special anniversary. Reporter Toby Good is live outside Buckingham Palace for us. Toby, good to see you. Describe the atmosphere there. What is it like?
Well, good morning from Buckingham Palace, where extravagant celebrations have already begun to mark the 70-year reign of Queen Elizabeth II, known as the Platinum Jubilee. And in terms of atmosphere, well, I can tell you that there are hundreds and thousands of well-wishers gathered in the streets surrounding the palace here, some of them waving flags, brandishing banners, dressed in their finest, some even in homemade tiaras and crowns. And they're all here eager to get a glimpse of the royal family. The crowds are here to pay tribute to a woman who solely has reigned for 70 years, as you say, dedicated to dedicated herself, to a lifetime of service to the nation. Well, we've already seen quite a lot of British pageantry this morning, and we've seen the Queen appear briefly on the balcony of Buckingham Palace behind me, where she took the salute at the end of a military parade, a highly choreographed event which occurs every year on the Queen's official birthday, but all the more special this year in a Jubilee year because, as you say, we are marking in the United Kingdom 70 years on the throne. This is an achievement not matched by any previous king or queen.
How much of this 4-day long festivities and party will the Queen attend, because she is 96? And also tell us what's on tap for the next 4 days.
Yes, so there are a few question marks over how much of this extravagant party the Queen herself will be able to attend. As you say, she is 96 years old, and in the words of palace officials, she has episodic mobility issues. Now that means, as a senior citizen, she has trouble moving around a bit. So we know that she is going to appear on the balcony just in a few minutes from now. It's unclear which of the set-piece events she will be able to attend in person over the coming days. And in terms of those events, we'll see a lighting of beacons across the country and across countries around the world who are members of the Commonwealth. That will happen later this evening. Tomorrow there will be a service of thanksgiving at St. Paul's Cathedral, attended by Harry and Meghan, amongst others. That will be a more formal religious element to these celebrations. On Saturday, we will see a concert here at the palace behind me, featuring the likes of Elton John, Alicia Keys and Diana Ross. And then on Sunday, the concluding day, there will be a large pageant, really recognising the diversity of nations in the Commonwealth, and that will be a huge, colourful parade coming through the streets of London and culminating here at Buckingham Palace.
And she looks amazing. How is she doing? I mean, she's almost 100 years old. This is a lot going on, a huge crowd. You talked about her mobility issues. How is her health?
Well, it's impossible for us to speculate on exactly the condition of her health, but we know she has had movement problems, and that's been reflected recently, the best example of that being her failure to attend, or her decision not to attend, the state opening of Parliament, which is her most important constitutional duty. She was substituted at that time by her son and heir, Prince Charles. She took a few days break before this event at her private residence in Balmoral to prepare herself for the Jubilee excitement. So I think the thing to ponder is, this is a woman who has worked so hard for this nation. She has a determination to continue to serve. So I think that in spite of some concerns over her health, we will see her a number of times over the coming days. I think it's important to note something that she said in a statement released last night. I continue to be inspired by the goodwill shown to me. So I think she will draw a lot of strength from the crowds gathered here today. And we're waiting really for this key moment on the balcony now. It's really the centerpiece of all royal celebrations in this country. And it will be the moment when the crown really connects with her people in quite quite a symbolic event.
And you talk about the goodwill of the people. We're seeing these massive crowds who have turned out for her. Talk about what she means for the British people, because here in America, obviously, we don't have royals. We don't have a king and queen. What does she mean to the people in London there, in England, and the UK?
Well, I think the first thing to say, it's important to acknowledge that not everybody in the United Kingdom is an ardent royalist. That said, I think it's fair to say that the majority of people in this country have a huge amount of affection for the Queen. They recognise that she has dedicated 7 decades of her life to this nation in an unwavering fashion. So really, I think this event this weekend, it's a 4-day public holiday weekend, so plenty of opportunity for people to celebrate. I think over this weekend of events, we're really going to see a full expression of, I think, tribute and love and affection for the woman who has dedicated herself so much to service.
All right, Toby Good, enjoy the festivities. Thank you for taking the time for us.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.